Lightweight bout. Jared Gordon coming in at minus 180 against Mark Madsen, coming in at plus 150. Over under 2.5 rounds, minus 280 for the over, plus 220 for the under. Jared Gordon coming off the no contest headbutt from Bobby Green. And he was scheduled to fight Jim Miller, and then that fight fell out because he had the concussion. That was like, what, a month after that? So eventually going to get a fight here against Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen been off for, I believe, a year. He hasn't fought since the Grant Dawson fight. He's 39 years old. Looks like he's been working on some of that striking, and he's going to need it here against Jared Gordon because the way that Mark Madsen has been winning a lot of his fights are taking people down, but he can't do a lot of damage when he takes them to the ground. So a lot of those fights are a little sketchy once they hit the scorecards. A couple of older guys here, 35 and 39. What do you got in this one?
Yeah, for this one, Mark Madsen, phenomenal wrestler. But you mentioned it, and exactly what I've been thinking all week, and I've got it in my notes, is that when he gets fights to the ground, he just doesn't do anything with it. Like, he might win off control time, and he might get a lot of takedowns in fights, but that only works up until some point, and you're going to hit that level of competition with guys that can stuff takedowns and who are able to get back up to their feet. And, that's a tiring game plan, and that's a tiring pace. And with a guy like Jared Gordon, who will be a lot better striker than Madsen, in my opinion, as far as, how technical he is and everything, I don't think it's going to pan out well for Madsen. He might win a round, maybe that first round while he's fresh, gets a takedown, holds Jared Gordon down. But I think Jared Gordon's a good enough wrestler to hold his own, at least for that first round. His takedown defense is at 62%. He's got a wrestling offensive attack too, where, he lands a couple of takedowns per fight notoriously in his UFC career. So he's not going to be like a fish out of water when those two tangle up and start grappling. While it's at space, though, like, I don't think Jared Gordon looked terrible against Bobby Green up until the no contest, the headbutt, and then gets knocked out. I don't think he looked bad against Paddy Pimblett. Those two were like neck and neck as far as strikes goes. Leonardo Santos, he absolutely beat the brakes off him and was able to get that decision win, and he outstruck him 116-36. Like, this guy may have some losses on his record, but he's got a lot of experience, and he's fought a lot of the top guys, and he's landed some good shots on some of them, and he's racked up some decent volume over the course of those fights too. So, for Mark Madsen, if he can't go get those initial takedowns, Jared Gordon's going to do more damage here. I think Jared Gordon's going to be faster. Mark Madsen, almost 40 years old. Jared Gordon, not a spring chicken by any means, but he's probably got a little bit more left in the tank at this point in his career than Mark Madsen is. So I like Jared Gordon to win this fight. I think he could really do some damage on Madsen. Madsen's going to be hard to finish by knockout, but guys that are pushing 40, sometimes that chin starts to go. So yeah, give me flash Jared Gordon in this one.
Yeah, for Mark Madsen, I don't know really where he goes from here because he got ragdolled by Grant Dawson a year ago. It's been off for a year. He's 39. He's coming back here against Jared Gordon. It's like, okay, if you pick up a win against Jared Gordon, what do you do next? Like, he doesn't have a ton of MMA experience. Obviously, was the Olympian in Greco-Roman wrestling. I mean, the wrestling is there, but it doesn't really translate to the best in MMA because when he gets to the ground, he just can't do much. And Jared Gordon can get taken down, but he's still able to get back to his feet and win a lot of the fights that he does get taken down in. Got taken down 7 times by Grant Dawson, still able to land 77 significant strikes. So that means, he could battle through it, get back to his feet, and land some damage on there. I think Jared Gordon probably wins this one. I don't love going against Mark Madsen because if he does get you to the ground and he just lays there, that's like the worst. When you got a guy that's just getting laid on and you're like, okay, this is terrible to watch. Get this off my screen. Like, I'm going to lose this pick or this bet because this guy's just laying on him. But I do think Jared Gordon should be able to get a win here. Keep it on the feet as much as he can. And Mark Madsen at times, even against like Clay Guida, didn't land a single takedown against Clay Guida, but was still able to get the win against Clay Guida. So, I mean, he's not like a terrible striker. I mean, it's very basic, and it's nothing to write home about. I think Jared Gordon should be able to outstrike him on the feet. and stuff some takedowns, get back to up to his feet, land some damage. He'll be the pick for me.